Being a woman in STEM is a huge responsibility for me. I feel like ever since I was a little girl, I knew I wanted to enter into this field, and I knew it was going to be difficult. I knew it was going to be hard for me to get here. I kind of wanted to push through those barriers and say, I can get through the science, I can get through the math. I also have a learning disability, and that was something that slowed me down in some ways, but to overcome all of that and walk away with a degree, let alone a month later be here at NBC5, it was such like a pat on the back for me. Being able to engage in the community and see little girls who maybe want to become engineers or be a math teacher or a scientist. I embrace that in those children, and through Weather at Your School, that's been a huge opportunity for me to be able to, get on their level and hear them say what they want to be when they grow up and be like, yes, you can do it.
Join NBC5 in celebrating Women's History Month.
To be a woman in news, it means that I am representing much more than myself. I recognize that I'm lifting up so many people with me who aren't always in the rooms that I'm in. A lot of the women that I work with represent also a lot of different identities in general. Mothers, daughters, sisters. We all come from different backgrounds, but we all have a lot of commonalities that women in general tend to have that's needed in a workplace. The best lesson that I've learned from another woman was from a former coach. She's an older school Black woman, and growing up, I felt like she allowed duality, which I think is very important. I think in our world today, it's very difficult in general for women to feel like they can maintain multiple emotions at the same time, and she was very adamant about, you can feel this way, you can also feel this way, and it's totally fine.
Join NBC5 in celebrating Women's History Month.
Being a woman in news definitely means having the power to have your voice be heard. You have a platform to really be heard by others in a way that women have been fighting for so many years. So I think it really means to hold yourself accountable, hold the news accountable, and really demonstrate what women can do in a field that has been dominated by men for so long. I'd say a personal and professional accomplishment that shaped me is getting this job. It is one of the greatest blessings that I've ever been given because of the people I've met, and also just the opportunities it's afforded me to learn so much in such a short period of time. I think something that's so special about the women I work with is how supportive they are of each other, and we always are looking out for each other. It's not a competition, it's how can we help make each other better, and I just know that they always have my back and they can always be someone I go to for support.
Join NBC5 in celebrating Women's History Month.
I admire a lot about the women that I work with because I think that we're all hard workers, and I think we all have different approaches because of our backgrounds and because we grew up with other women in our lives who taught us different things. Being a woman in news to me means providing a different perspective that others may not know. Women can be extremely nurturing. They can also be extremely tough. And I think that that perspective allows for a lot more diversity in our coverage because we all come from different walks of life and because we grew up with other women who inspire us and have taught us all of these lessons allows us to tell diverse stories that are more complete and whole. And I think that one thing that's great about working here is that so many of the women support each other and are rooting for each other.
Join NBC5 in celebrating Women's History Month.
Being a woman in news is a really important job. It's a field that's been historically dominated by men, so I feel really privileged to be in the position that I'm in. I feel that female voices in our newscasts shed light on issues that impact women and minority groups and injustices that a lot of minority groups may face. A personal accomplishment that I'm really proud of is getting to the position that I hold now at NBC5 as our primary evening anchor. It's made me realize that if you have a dream, to really chase it and go after it, it might take a little while for it to be realized, but hard work and perseverance really does pay off in the long run. My favorite quote from a woman is, "You must do the thing you think you cannot do," by Eleanor Roosevelt. It really speaks to overcoming obstacles and doing things that are really challenging and maybe intimidating, but that work is really important and it's what sets us ahead and makes us stronger at the end of the day.